and some bad news. The good news is if you are Libra, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and you're in a good space right now, it's because you successfully closed out a 15-year karmic cycle that started in 2008. I'm a Capricorn stellium. In 2008, I was at NYU, New York University, studying to become a psychiatrist. I just finished out my master's program in therapy, and I was determined to become a psychiatrist. Within the first year of that program, my mom got sick and my life got rerouted. I ended up having a very successful practice as a therapist before transitioning to working as an astrologer just recently. So I say all of that to say, because I have Scorpio in my 10th house, I was meant for a lot of dramatics around my career, a lot of theatrics and a lot of sudden changes. And I passed my mission because I was willing to let go of the titles of the things that society regarded as things that were valuable, because society puts a lot of value on things that are masculine. Being a doctor is very masculine, and society doesn't put much value on things that are feminine, like being a mom and being a healer. Oh, that's a healer, that's a weird thing. You're an astrologer, what is that? Oh, you believe in that weird stuff? But if I was to introduce myself as, hi, my name is Natalie Daja, I'm a psychiatrist, they're like, ooh, a psychiatrist, right? Well, my North Node is in Cancer, so I was here to do the healing thing and not so much the masculine thing of being a doctor. You see that? So my contract is in my North Node. Your contract is in your North Node. If your life is not going over well right now, it's because you broke your contract. So look to see what your North Node says and look to see what you're doing with your life. That's number one. Now let's talk about spiritual contracts. Pull out your natal chart and look to see where you have Capricorn, Aquarius, Scorpio, and then by default Libra, because Libra is exalted at Saturn. Saturn is the planet of karma. So this Libra new moon is closing out a karmic cycle that started in 2008, because that was the first time that Saturn and Pluto entered the zodiac sign Capricorn. Capricorn is the oldest of the cardinal signs. So if you're a cardinal sign, Libra, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and life is going well, is because you successfully passed your test. If you're one of these signs that the sun, moon are rising and life is not going well, I promise you it's only going to get worse over the next couple of weeks, and it's going to get much, much worse as Pluto enters Aquarius, because Aquarius is a lot less forgiving than Capricorn. A karmic contract is a spiritual agreement that you made with the universe before you incarnated on Earth. And it basically speaks to what aspects of your personality you need to heal, evolve, that you need to break out of in order to get in spiritual alignment. So we want to approach karmic contracts from a place of accountability, responsibility, self-awareness, because whether you like it or not, your life is the way that it is currently because you chose it, okay? Before we incarnated here, we chose everything. We even chose our appearance. The things we're complaining about with our lives are decisions that we made. So if we don't like something, we can change it. Karmic contracts require that we be willing to confront our deepest fears and our desires, because sometimes what we want isn't the best thing for us. I wanted to finish that program and become a psychiatrist, but that was not the best thing for me. What was the best thing for me was to do the feminine thing, which is being a therapist, being a mom, being a healer. You see how that's very different from being a doctor, more masculine. Your South Node is the energy that you have an overabundance of. You've already done it. I've already done the paternal thing. This is why it's so easy for me to understand how men work, because I understand men more than men understand themselves, because I've been a man in many of my previous lives. I've been a leader. I've done it all. In this life, I'm not interested in being a man, nor am I interested in having the leadership of a man. In fact, in every job I've ever had, I've been approached about being promoted to leadership. I never volunteered to be a leader. I never volunteered or applied for a job to be a manager. At every job, somebody was sent to me to recruit me, because I knew in this life, being a manager and a leader is not what I was here to do. Subconsciously, I knew that. But sometimes when nobody else will rise to the occasion, life will force you into situations. And Capricorn will do the leadership thing for the greater good, not to stroke their ego. A huge aspect of successfully passing your karmic test is being willing to develop a relationship with courage, honesty, transparency, and integrity. You see, personal growth requires that we be willing to forgive and move on. Many of you are not passing your test because you don't want to let go of the past. You want to keep hashing over old issues. You don't want to break out of the matrix. You don't want to move past, people's, failures, people's humanity. Even though you yourself are riddled with issues that you can't overcome, you can't seem to let other people's issues go. Some of you are trapped in issues that happened 20 years ago. And it's sad because time is still moving on. And that's what Capricorn is about. Capricorn is father time in astrology. So Pluto in Capricorn is dismantling systems that are no longer working for us. This is what's happening right now. The final stages of Pluto in Capricorn are going to be brutal because the patriarchy is being dismantled right before our eyes. Some of you don't know what's going on. I'm telling you, that's what's going on. And come Pluto in Aquarius, it's going to happen even more swiftly. Succeeding at completing your karmic contract requires greater self-awareness, because awareness is what brings insight into patterns and themes that are at play in your life and that have been at play for the last 30, 40, 50 years that you have cultivated, you have allowed to grow in your life. Being successful in life requires letting go of playing the victim. Many of you are addicted to playing the victim. It's like you get high off of having somebody to blame for the mess in your life. Now, that doesn't mean bad things don't happen to good people all the time. What it means is that we learn from them, we forgive, and we move on with our lives. None of this is going to happen overnight. It's okay to continue to struggle with things over time. But the key is to get in the ring. The key is to actually start working on it, to start healing, to start engaging with ourselves on a deeper level, to start unmasking and really truly discover what our heart desires. Not what society wants us to be, not what makes us feel important, not what strokes our ego, but what makes us feel the most useful in the world, what brings us a greater sense of peace in our lives. And for me, a lot of it comes truly from the things in life that don't have a price, that don't have a title. Every time in my life that I've let go of the title and of the money to go for what my soul was calling me to, I've always won, even though at face value it looked crazy to people that were looking from the outside, still enslaved by the patriarchy, judging through those lenses of capitalism. It takes time. It takes a lot of pain. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of compassion. It takes a lot of self-awareness. Healing is a journey, not a destination. You never get there. You just keep striving. You keep trying. But the main thing is to do so with a desire to be in harmony. Harmony is the name of the game. So Libra, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, congratulations. I know it's been one hell of a ride. When I look at my life in 2008 to now, oh my God, I could write like 5 books because all the amounts of deaths and rebirths that I've had, there's enough data here, honestly, to keep you entertained in 5 books because it's been that crazy. But look at where I landed. I could have never guessed that I would be here. So I say all of that to say, trust the universe and commit yourself to your mission. This is what you chose. It's an honor to be alive. Make it count.